Welcome back to another episode of Basta with Captain Lou with AE Fishing. It's a slow day. I've had to take out the BFS stuff. I treated myself for Christmas and I upgraded my reel to one of these. You guys want to know what this reel's all about? Stick around. So hopefully you guys had an excellent Christmas break with your families. And during the time off, what I decided to do was I decided to treat myself, and I got myself a brand new BFS reel. And I got myself a BFS XG from Shimano. It's actually a Curado. It's called the Curado BFS XG. And let me tell you, this is a sweet, sweet reel. You guys who've been following me and watching my videos for a while know that I love the BFS systems for fishing. I've been fishing for the last couple of years. I've been fishing the King Zephyr. I have done, I don't know, 3 or 4 videos in regards to this type of system, and I've enjoyed this reel, and I'm thankful for this reel because I learned a lot about BFS fishing with this type of reel. So much so that I decided to upgrade. And when I mean upgrade, when you upgrade in reels in the BFS type of systems, BFS reels, I gotta tell you honest, they're not cheap. The reason why I went with the King Zephyr is because the price point was excellent for me. It was in the $65, $75 range, and it was an excellent reel for me to learn the system. But once I knew the ins and the outs with that type of system, I decided to upgrade, and then I went with this BFS Curado. Now let me tell you, the BFS Curado is not cheap. I did find it for the $180, $185 price point. It does go for a little bit more. But if you decide to go for the higher tier BFS reels, I honestly couldn't touch them. They're plus 250. They're really up there. And to be quite honest with you, I didn't want to spend that kind of money on a particular reel. So the Curado fit the bill just right for me. So let me tell you guys, if you guys have fished Shimano products before, let me tell you, they're great reels. I mean, they come in different price points, but even in their cheapest price point, they're still great reels. And this one right here is just, I mean, in the hand, the tolerances are just Shimano type of quality. And what do I mean by the tolerances? When I fished the King, and I still fish the King, by the way, doesn't mean I put my Kings away. I still fish them. But when you have the King in your hand, let's say, you guys are going to notice that, yeah, it's a cheaper reel. I'm not bashing King, okay? This is not the purpose of this video. I'm just here to compare reels. I mean, you could tell. I mean, you know, the reels, the reel handles move. I mean, you got to tighten them every once in a while. They're just a little bit of a cheaper product, but man, are they effective reels. Again, I'm not talking bad about them. But when you switch on over and you grab a Shimano, you know you've grabbed yourself a nice Shimano reel. I mean, it's just the tolerances are tight. I mean, nothing wiggles. Everything's on point. I mean, even though it's a small reel, I mean, if it's great in the hand, it's like a little tank. That's how I could describe this little reel. And in regards to the fishing, it fishes fantastic. This type of reel has several adjustment points, and I'll show you guys in a little while in the B-roll here. And that is, it's got an adjustment knob over here, so you can adjust the magnets accordingly. I mean, it has a nice tension spool that you could adjust. And right off the bat, you guys are going to notice that I did do one change. And I'm going to go ahead and dive into what I didn't like about the reel. Overall, I love the reel except for one thing, and I'm going to go ahead and dive in regards to that right now. Overall, I enjoy this reel very much, all except one thing, and that was the stock handle. This is not a stock handle. Right off the bat, you guys are going to notice that this is a different handle. The stock handle, quite honestly, was way too small for my liking. It was this little handle with little knobs. I couldn't stand it. So I went ahead and pulled the trigger and bought myself a Hogtech carbon fiber handle. I usually do this upgrade to about 90% of my bait casting reels are upgraded to Hogtech handles. I just love them. The additional upgrade that I did was I went ahead and purchased the large septum knobs. They just feel so much better on my fingers. I'm able to get a good grip, and it doesn't feel like dainty. It doesn't feel like a tiny little reel. This particular length that complements this reel is 94 millimeters, and it's fantastic. I'm a lot more comfortable. Yes, did it increase the price point of the reel significantly? It did. However, I am a lot more comfortable, I fish a lot better, and the fishing experience for me is a lot more enjoyable because of that upgrade. So as I mentioned, the reel has various adjustments. It has several magnet settings over here on the knob. It also has your spool tension knob, like all baitcaster reels, obviously over here. The drag system is actually a clicker system. I didn't know that, but when the drag is being utilized, you'll hear this little clicker go off, which is pretty cool. I mean, I really don't mind for it. The reel is very light in hand. The reason why, again, if you guys are not familiar with BFS systems, why these reels are so special is because the spool is actually a very shallow spool, and it's designed to be able to utilize very light line, and you're able to cast a little bit more effectively because of that shallow spool system versus a conventional type of reel. So I talked to you guys in regards to the shallow spool design, and that's what makes a BFS reel so special. But I didn't go into the type of line I'm using. In this case, I am using a 15-pound braid, which is equivalent to 4-pound mono. As you guys can see, this is a very, very thin line, and I'm able to put a good amount of yardage in here to the point that when I do a long cast, I still have line on the spool. It doesn't spool the reel. So overall, it does hold a good amount of line. And it's something for you guys to keep in mind when it comes to BFS fishing. It's designed for light lines. You don't fish heavy lines with this type of system. As you guys can see, what can I cast with this nice little reel? You guys are gonna see a lot in the footage. I did catch a few little bass, but I'm able to catch, I mean, very small soft plastics, as you guys can see. In this case, I'm using a French fry with a 1/32 weight. I'm using very small jerk baits, like if you fish Rapalas, you guys will be familiar with it, like the F7 size of Rapala, which is a very small Rapala. I'm able to really fish these baits effectively because of this system. And of course, I just can't talk about a reel unless I talk about the rod. Because that's what complements a BFS system, is the rod that you go ahead and purchase with the reel. In this case, this is no surprise. This is my FDX custom BFS rod. Captain Lee Harrelson has built a couple of these for me. I've already done a few videos on these, so I'm not going to waste your time in regards to the explanation. But in order to fish a BFS system correctly, you need to complement it with the right rod, and I'll go into that in future videos. But nonetheless, this little system right here allows me to cast all these little baits when the conditions are tough. So there you have it, a very short video in regards to this BFS Curado. Again, I love the reel. I know I've been saying that a lot. It's just because I really do enjoy it. Again, the only thing that I would do different, the only thing that I did differently was change the handle and the knobs. For those of you with bigger hands, you might want to consider that as well. But overall, I mean, it's a great little reel. It upped my BFS game. I really do enjoy it. I appreciate you guys for watching. Like the video, share the video, better yet, subscribe. And I would really appreciate that. If I don't see you guys again, have a great new year. And I'm looking forward to a lot more videos for you guys in 2024. Take care of yourselves.